Aloha, it's Elise. Today I am really excited to talk to you about my personal opinion on the pros and cons of dreadlocks. So I decided to write the pros and cons out in my phone just so I can stay on track. So the first con would be the amount of time it takes to maintain the dreadlocks. And this is something that I didn't know going into it, how long and what actually is involved in the maintenance of dreadlocks. I figured once I got them, that was kind of it, and I didn't have to do anything to them, which is kind of silly because obviously hair grows out of my head and it doesn't turn into a dreadlock, so obviously something is going to have to be done about that, which is what maintenance is. And the way that I maintain my dreadlocks is with a crochet hook, and I just take the loose hairs that have grown in, so you can see they're pretty unmaintained right now. So I just take the loose hairs and I pull them into the dreadlock that they are supposed to go into, and that allows my scalp to be more visible and also allows air to get to my scalp. So this takes me around 10 minutes per dreadlock because I'm very slow at it. I haven't done it that often and I haven't been practicing it really. So I have 32 dreadlocks, and that means it takes around 300 minutes to maintain all of the roots. And I broke that down, and that pretty much means 5 hours of maintenance, and it's good to do that, you know, once a month or every 2 months. So that's a lot of time, which I didn't really know would go into it, so that's definitely a con for me. And the other alternative, which is another con, is that if I don't maintain them by myself, then I have to pay for somebody else to maintain them for me, unless I find some sort of a barter system and I can trade a service for somebody to maintain my dreadlocks, but I haven't found that often. So paying for somebody to maintain the roots would usually take only 2 or 3 hours, but it would cost around $50 to $70 depending on how much the person charges and how quickly they can work. So either way, every couple of months putting 5 hours into maintaining the roots or paying somebody to do it, those are both kind of cons of having dreadlocks in my opinion, because I don't really enjoy the process. And that's another thing, like I feel like the act of doing something with your hands, like a repeated movement, can sometimes be really meditative and get me in the zone and kind of be like a stress reliever. But another con is that it's kind of a painful process, and I could be, you know, this could be unique to me because I have a very low pain tolerance, but I find it to be pretty painful. I mean, essentially what you're doing is you're taking the loose hairs and just pulling at your scalp, and you're using a crochet hook and basically like weaving them back into the dreadlock itself. So I find it pretty painful, and it's kind of difficult to do to myself, to do to my own head when I know it's painful. So it's easier to just have somebody else do it and kind of just clench my teeth and just work through it than doing it myself. So that's definitely a con as well, is the painfulness of tightening up your roots. And the last con that I could think of, which is also a pretty big con, is that, so I exercise probably 5 or 6 days a week, and when I exercise, my scalp gets really moist because obviously I'm sweating like a pig. Unless my dreadlocks are maintained at the roots and very tight and my scalp has air to it rather than like having all of this fluff on top, unless there's air getting to my scalp, it's going to take a very long time for my scalp to air out and dry. So usually that moist, warm feeling in my hair near my head lasts for at least an hour, if not more, depending on if I'm outside and there's wind going by getting in there a little bit, or if I'm just sitting inside and not much is going on in there. So those are some of the cons that I believe to be true about dreadlocks. Now let's talk about the pros. The first pro is that you have to wash them much less often. So I used to wash my hair every single day, and there were a few reasons for this. One reason being, every time I would exercise, my hair would get super sweaty, like to the point where it looked like my hair was completely wet on top when I would put it in a ponytail. So obviously it only made sense to wash that hair, because once that dries, it kind of looks a bit greasy and just doesn't feel nice or clean. So another reason why I would wash my hair every day is sometimes because if I didn't work out, but I just wake up one morning and it felt like my hair had like a weird kink in it, or a weird wave or curl, or I slept on it the wrong way and was kind of folded, my hair wouldn't look as nice. And I felt like jumping in the shower and washing my hair and having it dry naturally would allow it to look better, instead of just leaving that weird crimp or whatever was in it from sleeping on it. So sometimes I would wash my hair just so it would look presentable, which is definitely a pain about having regular straight natural hair. So what was that? Oh yeah, the pro was that I have to wash my dreads much less often. I wash them a few times a month, and I also go in the ocean in between when I wash my dreads. So yeah, that's definitely a benefit, is not having to wash them as often. That being said, my showers tend to be a lot shorter. So when I had long hair, it used to come almost down to my hips, to my waist, and now you can see how long my dreads are. They're pretty long. So my hair used to come down to around here, and I pretty much couldn't take shorter than a 10-minute shower no matter how hard I tried, pretty much just because I had so much hair that I had to shampoo and rinse out and condition and rinse out. And when you have that much hair on your head, it takes a while to rinse everything out really thoroughly. So I could never take shorter than a 10-minute shower no matter how fast I wanted to be. It really took that long. So now, because I don't have to wash my dreadlocks every single time I shower, I can take a 2-minute shower. I literally just jump in the shower, rinse my body down, put some Dr. Bronner's everywhere, and, well, omitting my hair, I'll always tie it up in a really high bun, and I'll just avoid the shower head on my head. And actually the shower I have now, you can take the shower head off and just like go around your body, which is really helpful. But anyway, I can take like a 2-minute shower, and oftentimes that is how long my showers last, if that. Sometimes it's less than 2 minutes. And how awesome is that? When it comes to time it takes to get ready, it literally doesn't take any time at all, so it's awesome. Another pro is, this is kind of a funny one, is that I literally have a portable pillow wherever I go, which is so cool. Like, so basically I'll just take a hair tie, and I don't always use a hair tie. Sometimes I'll tie my dreads up with themselves, like with the locks, but I can just put them up in a bun, and you can see how big this bun is. Oops. It's a big bun. So having that cushion underneath your head, I can lay down on a couch, and if there's no pillow, or if there's no bed or something, or no pillow, or I'm not laying on a bed, if I'm on the floor, I can just put my bun in my hair and I have a cushy pillow. So that's pretty awesome if you ask me. Another pro to having dreadlocks is that you can just wake up and go, and this is what I was talking about with having regular straight hair. I always felt like I had to shower real quick and just let my hair dry naturally in order for it to have nice waves and look good. I felt like when I would wake up in the morning, if I didn't just jump in the shower and wash my hair real quick, I couldn't just wake up and be ready for the day. But that's not the case with dreadlocks. When I wake up, my hair looks like this, and I'm ready for the day. All I have to do is change my clothing, or perhaps tie my hair up in a really high bun, hop in the shower, take 2 minutes, and then I'll be ready. So I really love that aspect of dreadlocks, just like waking up and being prepared, being able to take on the day immediately. Another pro is that you kind of create some sort of dread bonds with other folks who have dreadlocks. I really love meeting other people who have dreadlocks and learning about their journey, how long they've had them, what types of maintenance techniques they use, and what their dreadlocks mean to them, why they got them, how long they plan on having them, what hairstyles are their favorite. Like, there's so many things you can talk about when it comes to dreadlocks, and you definitely are more likely to connect with other people who have dreadlocks if you have dreadlocks, so that's definitely a benefit. Another benefit is that you don't need to have a hair tie on your wrist at all times. Before I had dreadlocks, there were times that I would go to the gym and I would forget a hair tie completely, or my hair tie would just snap the second I was putting it up in a ponytail or a bun. So it's really convenient to not have to worry about, if I don't have a hair tie, I can tie them up. So let me show you real quick how I do that. I have a couple dreads that are longer than the rest, so you can see these two are the longest dreads that I have, so those are the ones that I tie the rest of them up with. So I just pull those to the side, and whoops, I flip my head over and put them around my whole head and pull tight and go around again pretty much as many times as you can. They're sticking straight up, and then you see the ends here, and you can just tie those together or tuck them in. So in this case, I'm just gonna tuck them in, and then you put down the spiky guys that just stick up straight, and you have a nice ponytail. And I just used my own hair to pull my hair off my face. So that's definitely a benefit of having dreadlocks, is being able to tie them up even if you forget a hair tie. And just one more pro about having dreadlocks that I thought of is that you don't have to buy shampoo or conditioner and spend tons of money on that. So I used to buy a really nice shampoo and conditioner. I think they were 32 ounces maybe, and they were $16 each, I believe. So around $32 for my hair products, just for washing and cleaning my hair before I had dreadlocks. And that all adds up, you know? And especially when you have hair that goes down to your waist, really long hair, you go through those things kind of quickly. And I got to the point where I was watering them down. Like, I would use a little bit, put water in, use a little bit, pour more water in, and just keep watering it down so it would last longer. But I would still buy multiple shampoos and conditioners every single year, so that adds up. That becomes just another expense. And I know that there, you know, on the other hand, there is paying for people to maintain your dreadlocks, and those costs definitely add up as well. So I think the idea here is to become self-sufficient and figure out how to maintain your own dreadlocks and get more speedy at that. That's something I'm personally working on right now. So those are my thoughts on the pros and cons of dreadlocks. The cons are just time it takes to maintain, or the money it takes to maintain. Also, if they're not recently maintained, your head's gonna get super moist and hot if you're living in a hot climate or you exercise often, as I do. Also, they're painful to maintain. If you have a high pain tolerance, that's not really going to be an issue for you, but if you have a low pain tolerance, it's going to be kind of painful. And then the benefits, you just wash them less often, take really short showers. You have a portable pillow, you can tie them up without having a hair tie. You are ready to just wake up and go as soon as you open your eyes in the morning. You don't have to do anything to your hair. And you don't have to buy shampoo and conditioner. And yeah, those are the pros and cons of dreadlocks. I hope that you found this video helpful and informative, and I would love to know your thoughts on dreadlocks down below. If you're thinking about getting them, if you have any questions or future video ideas, I really love to talk about dreadlocks. So also, if you know anyone in Kona, Hawaii, on the Big Island who maintains dreadlocks, please let me know. I would love to be able to get some help with these, so maybe I can maintain half on my own and then get the back of them maintained professionally. So if you know anyone, let me know in the comments below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and found it helpful, and share it with your friends who want to know more about dreadlocks. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Bye.